Today on episode 678 of The Grid, our topic is the rise of intentional imperfection in photography. All right. And Stu is in the house. Elton Kuna is here, the real Rocket Man. You see how that plays in Elton, Rocket Man? I know, it works nicely. Anyway, it's going to be a fine, fine day on The Grid. And when does this mirth and merriment start? In about 14.3 seconds. Let's go!
The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
Hey-o.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, it's 1 o'clock-ish. It's my fault. It's my fault. But if I had known Erik was going to wear those glasses, I would have come in a lot earlier.
I packed my bag pre-flight.
He did. But I think it's going to be all right.
It is. It's going to be all right. It's going to be a fine, fine show.
It's going to be a fine show. Anyway, we are very glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. We have an interesting topic today. Mr. Kuna has baked this one in his laboratory.
Yes, I did.
He did. It's all fully baked up, and it was such. So I asked Erik what the Elton John glasses are about, and he said it's such a serious topic. He needed to do something to kind of bring it down,
Counteract it. Yes.
Because it is. It's a very interesting thing that I really hadn't thought about until Erik started talking to me about it.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's as everything is today. It's all wrapped up in AI, which is
It is.
bad.
It is.
All right. Hey, can I talk about that first?
Yes, let's talk about
All right.
it because I'm going down rabbit holes too.
Okay.
With AI.
All right. So first, let me let's do the prizes first.
Okay.
All right, so we got
Well,
stuff
let's see
to
what
give
AI
away.
is going to give away today.
What is AI giving away
A
today?
platypod handle we're giving away.
Yeah.
Then
You
we're
can mount your AI on top of this.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Then we're going to give the How Do I Do That in Photoshop book. Let me
What?
see what the plane is. It's way back here.
This book right
So
here?
yeah, that book right there.
Come on, it's a great
Then we're
book.
going to give away a copy of How Do I Do That in Lightroom. Kind of right there. There's the plane.
That's crazy.
And then the Lightroom Classic big I want to know everything about Lightroom Classic book. If you want the book that is everything, start to
new.
finish.
It's new.
Brand new. You can get that over on Amazon, but somebody's going to win it today. And then we're also giving away a copy of On One No Noise AI. So we're going to get that because, A, we got to give away something with AI.
Yeah,
So
it's AI day.
and it's great. It takes all the noise out of your images that we used to have to deal with. And look at that. I mean, it's like, boom. I'd much rather that image than that image. But that'll kind of lead into our topic today. So
All right, so I'm going to talk about this thing first.
Okay.
And then here, let me just kind of pull this out. All right, so this is an article that I read
this is
about.
interesting.
Read
Very
about
interesting.
yesterday, and the reason it was in my news feed. So I use the Apple News aggregator, which is honestly Apple News is amazing because it basically goes through and gives you everybody's.
Wait, before that, because AI didn't remind me, we have to, for you to enter the contests, all you got to do is leave us a comment wherever you're watching. We'll monitor it. Tell us what you want to win, and then the non-AI Dobson over there will pick a winner at the end of the show.
Okay.
Now we're back to your story.
Okay, here's my story. So my story is, I have this news aggregator, Apple News. It's really great. You have to subscribe to it, but to get all the features. But it's really good.
Yeah, and you feel like sometimes it's listening to you.
Well, yeah. Well, it's not that it's listening to you.
I know,
It's that you get to say, I like this kind of
yes,
article, and I don't
it
like
knows
that
what
article.
you like, and
like it'll start
yeah.
showing me like restaurants in Albuquerque, New Mexico. No,
Yeah, no.
But then it'll say restaurants in Oldsmar, Florida. Yes. So anyway, stuff like that. So long story short, I ran across an article yesterday that had been read 42 million times on X, or what was Twitter.
Yeah.
And it is from Matt Shumer, that's right, Matt Shumer,
Yes.
who is a founder of one of these big AI companies.
kind of thinker, AI thinker.
An AI thinker, but he also, so he actually is part of a AI company.
Yes,
But
I follow him, and actually, when he sent this to me, I was like, yeah, I follow his stuff.
Yeah. So what it is he's the first guy that is, I think, so far telling us the truth about AI.
Telling it how it is.
He's not telling you what's coming a year or two from now.
It's like it's here.
He's telling you this is what's happening now. You just don't know it. And his analogy is fantastic. And what he was saying is, do you remember we heard years ago, right before COVID, we heard there was this breakout of stuff in China, and it was very serious, and it could be coming our way, and everybody pretty much ignored it. And they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
it was
it's
like
over
December
in China.
2019.
Yeah. And he goes, and then, in January, people are like, no, this is going to be serious. We're worried. And the World Health Organization is worried. The CDC's worried. Everybody's worried. And we're like, oh, it's fine. It's going to be fine. 3 weeks later, you're pulling your kid out of school and you're putting masks on. So it's like, that's where we are right now, but we're not in that 3-week period. And what he's telling you is what's actually happening, not 6 months down the road, not 2 years down the road, exactly what's happening right now. And it not only is it terrifying, but it's stuff that people aren't talking about. He backs it up all with sources and facts. And at the end, he tells you exactly what to do. So I'm going to show you that. You can look on my screen and see the article. It's called Something Big is Happening.
Yeah, you find
so
it
if you
search
go
for that.
search for Matt Shumer, right? And so that's him right there, Matt Shumer. He is CEO at Hyperwrite AI, Other Side AI, both of those. And then his article is Think Back to February 2020. He starts with the whole COVID thing, and it's crazy.
Yeah, look at it. It's up to 74 million there on the how many views it's got.
Yeah, 74 million views now. Yeah. This thing is exploding faster than. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's a 10-minute read, and if you don't like Twitter, you can find it on other places on the web. But it is the first time someone's really articulated and told the truth about what's coming. Everybody's kind of gaslighting us about what's coming, He's telling you what is actually happening right now, and it is startling, and it's refreshing that someone's telling you the truth, but he gives you a game plan at the end. He's like, here's the things you got to do, and none of them are invest in his company. He's like, look, this isn't about my company. It's just I'm seeing things that you haven't seen yet, and oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's very interesting about that a couple of things that I picked up, but one of them that I picked up is I think a lot of people experimented with AI in the early days.
Yeah, he
and they
mentions
totally don't realize what's going on nowadays, because some of the stuff happening, like Claude just came out just a couple weeks ago, and ChatGPT did too,
Yep.
but their new Opus 4.6 is scary.
So is ChatGPT
and
5.4.
ChatGPT is scary. Like, the models are getting so good that you're like, wow, the line is not. The line's so blurred now.
And where it comes to photography it's a very small part, because I want to talk about this as part of our discussion today, but he's saying that he is seeing models now exhibiting something that they did not expect it to exhibit for years, and that is the ability to discern something of taste, the ability to look at certain things and go, aesthetically, this is the best one. Right?
Yeah.
And these are decisions that we make as photographers when we're looking at 10 images. Now, we know that AI is already doing it for, are the eyes open,
Yeah, like doing
right?
procedural, technical things.
Yeah, it's doing the technical things where, is it in focus? Are the eyes sharp? That stuff. That's already being done, has been done by AI for years. But what AI hasn't been able to do is go, these images are all sharp, and the best one is this one, and here's why. And you agree with it. And that's what he does talk about that
Scary.
in this thing, in that I didn't think this was coming for a long time, but they're now showing signs that like they're at a point where they now have taste. And that is
Because we developed taste over years. But they're developing taste over.
But we developed a taste for
days.
chicken sandwiches, which
Yeah,
is a
that's
different
true.
kind of taste. Well, that's the one. You will not see a lot in there that pertains to photography.
No, you won't.
But it pertains to how our lives are about to be turned upside down the way it was when COVID hit. When COVID was fully here and fully hit, and it turned our lives upside down and changed our lives forever, you're experiencing this. You just don't know it, but you're about to. And it's not 2 years away. It's not 6 months away. It's
already happening. It's already happening, and that's what in certain industries, it's like really happening, like taking over.
Oh yeah, in certain industries, I mean, holy cow!
And it's just going to walk through them.
Yeah, and so there are some things that you'll take out of it and apply to your photography, but he never really talks about photography. But I think the fact that AIs, can now exhibit taste and say, that's a good picture, this is a bad picture, this is a good song, that's a bad song, whatever. That's pretty startling. Now, can you tell briefly that story about, let me think of the name of it. Not Moss. It's the AI that, I can't think of its name, that created its own community.
Oh, well, it was called Claudebot, but then Claude went over and they called it Motebot. Now it's called Open. Well, anyways, it's gone through a few revisions because of
copyright issues.
Copyright issues, but it is a local model that people are running on local machines, right?
Right.
So, and it's actually it's scary how quickly it came about, right? That people started installing these local models on their local machines.
A guy wrote it on the weekend.
Yes.
He wrote it as a weekend project. By the way, what other product was written on a weekend?
Well, a lot of the ones that changed our lives.
The original Photoshop was written on a weekend as part of a college project.
Yeah. And then look at what it became today. So this was created, then released to the world as like an open source thing. People glommed on it. Basically what it is the local model can take over your machine. It can actually operate your machine as if a human would. It's able to move the mouse around. It's able to access whatever information you give it. Some people were giving it like their banking information on their computer. Well, it was like, I'm going to go buy stock. Or I'm going to go do this.
I'm going to back up a little bit. Do you know why this guy made this thing? His original reason was to make restaurant reservations.
Oh, yes.
He wanted it to go to Open Table, and he thought, this is a pretty simple AI thing. I want to have dinner at Mon Ami Gabi this weekend.
Yeah,
I'll go and it'll just
he was
make...
wanting to text it. It was what he wanted, and that's where you interface with it. Is you can actually just text it like a human being.
But here's what happened: when he tried to get the time the guy wanted on Open Table, Open Table said that time's not available, and the AI went to a different AI that does voice called the restaurant. And got the reservation. Now, you might think that's cute, what it did, but now I'm going to turn it now. So that's the piece that was missing. Now, Eric's going to take it up that now these computers
these computers
are talking to each other.
These computers actually created a social media network the AIs created a social media network for the other AIs. And they started creating a network. And then they only allow...
You got to take these glasses off while you're explaining this.
They only allow... This was a serious topic. They only allow other AIs to join the network, right? And actually, the way they went around that is, we have the, check that you're a real human.
Yeah.
They would have challenges for the AI, check this box 1,000 times in a second. And that's the way they would know, hey, you're an AI, because a human couldn't check that box 1,000 times.
Right.
Right. So they're actually going the opposite way, where they're going, I'm going to make the challenge so hard that you have to prove that you're an AI to join the network. So then you join the network, and then they started realizing, well, humans are watching us. Well, let's create our own language and let's change the language. Let's create an AI language that only we understand. And it's it started to snowball down this whole thing to where now the AIs have their own language, but they allow humans to observe what they're doing, but they can operate independently. That's where we are right now over like you said, a weekend project.
Yeah. And now they're talking to each other.
Yes, they're talking to each other, coming up with stuff, coming up with tasks. They're even creating communities or groups to do stuff.
I know,
kind of like we do.
I know, this worries me. All right.
Yes.
But anyway, so in we're going to talk about that and there are a lot of things happening right now, just in AI in general that are related to photography, and I think most of them are good.
Most of them
I
are
think
good.
most of them are good. I think most of them are, productivity and stuff. Because I don't think our group, you, me, you guys out there, Stu, I don't think we're going to go, you know what, I want to go to whatever, Gemini 3.0 and generate a whole image because I've lost my love of photography. I think that people forget why we do photography. When we're worried about AI and people being able to do these fake things, we're taking this little sliver of photography away from the big sliver of photography.
Right. That kind of leads us to the topic.
Right,
Yeah.
because what I love about photography is all of it. I love going out on a crisp morning and shooting. I love shooting with my friends. I love going to places and taking pictures of it to where I look at it and I go, I remember I was there and wow, that picture came out beautiful and the light was great. Because there's always, since the 1980s, you've been able to fake any photo you want in Photoshop.
Yeah.
And if you were good at Photoshop, you could do all kinds of crazy things that did not exist.
Yeah, anything the AIs are creating right now, we could have created with Photoshop.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I don't love it for just the final image. I love it
Correct,
for the
yeah.
entire process, for shooting with a friend, for I enjoy my camera. I enjoy picking different lenses, and I enjoy my gear, and I love going to breakfast after a shoot and talking about the shoot and sitting there
Me
with a
too,
pancake
yeah.
in one
That's
hand and my
awesome.
lens in the other, and you slap them together. No,
Yeah,
but
with the syrup all over
but
it, it's
it's
crazy.
all of the experience that is not going to go away, because 10 years from now, as long as I'm healthy, I'll be able to still go out and enjoy everything that I enjoy today. And at the end of the day, I'll make the image, right? That I'll look at. I have
the
no
interesting
interest
thing
in
about
going to
this.
that. And I think that a lot of photographers feel that same way. So when you look at,
Yeah.
you can go and create stuff from scratch, that is only the competitive spirit in you. That is not the spirit of photography. That's you saying, I don't want somebody to beat me by cheating. But
And
you're
that's what I think
the
we're
only
saying is,
person
like-
you have to answer to with photography. It's just you and your camera and the experience and the joy that it creates for you. Or it's the story that you want to tell, and you're going to tell it either through pictures, through words, or maybe even with both, right?
And I think that's what's interesting about
Yeah.
this, because I've seen, and that's why the topic, a rise of intentional imperfection in photography, I've seen this rise of people using, for example, film, or people using grain, or people, kind of like a raw photo, like they're more raw. And when you really look at it, I think what happened was we were for a long time with photography seeking perfection, no noise, perfect image. And now we've realized, oh wait, we can create no noise perfect image through a prompt. And like you just said, I think that's where it'll come full circle, is that's not photography. And when that isn't photography, now photography is your love, it's your passion. It's not just an assignment. It's not just like you just said, beating the crowd, getting the one up on somebody.
Right.
But that was always, for a while, that's what we were doing. More megapixels, more resolution, less noise, perfect sharpness, all this stuff. And perfection is not the goal anymore. The imperfection is being embraced.
Well, you see this in audio, right?
Yeah.
Remember? So we went from, cassettes, right? Well, 8 tracks. We went from 8 tracks, which were kind of horrible. And then we went to cassettes, right? And then, I don't know if you remember, you might be too young for this, though. You are getting older, though, right?
I am getting older
Okay.
every year.
We would
Every
go
day.
and buy cassettes to record songs on, and you could buy these special cassettes that were better quality and better
Oh, yeah, I
quality.
remember that,
Right,
yeah.
and then cassettes went away, CDs came out. CDs were great, and then now, the quality of digital downloads is astounding, right?
Oh, yeah, when you compare it.
It's
light
it's
years.
astounding, and there's no cracks and hisses.
Hisses,
No cracks and hisses and stuff like that, or hizzles, either one.
Or hizzles.
But now, you have people that miss that and are going and buying albums. Now,
yeah, my nephew does that. He wants
Yeah.
to go buy the original
Yes, the
vinyl,
original,
and he wants
they wanna hear
they want to hear that.
yeah, because it is a different experience.
It feels more real.
Feels more organic.
Yes.
Right. So, and I could see that happen in photography, but I will just let you know, if you went and looked at what the album market is in America,
It's
if it's this
small,
big,
yeah.
the album market is this
Yeah.
big. But also, the film market in America, is it growing? Probably. Is it 1%? Probably not. So, but that doesn't mean it's not out there and it's going away forever. If that really appeals to you, if you're nostalgic for film, go get film. And I
Yeah.
think for a lot of people, it'll wipe out your nostalgia pretty quick when you have to pay to have your
Well,
film
and I think
done and you
that's
have to
where-
wait days.
I
and
know
all.
we have to take a break, but when we come back from break, I'd love to dive deeper. That's really what I want to get into, is
Yeah.
because I think what you're just saying about like the film, why I understand. I guess what I'm saying is I understand why people want to do it. I just think we're probably going after the wrong thing, right? And let's take a break, and we
Let's
come back.
unpack that
And we'll unpack
after
that.
the break. After the break.
Hey, I'm Jeff Leinbach. I just finished recording my latest class, A Practical Guide to Picking the Right Lens. I'm here with a bunch of lenses, and we have a great class for you. We talk about different varieties of lenses, different types of lenses, some lens features that you may not have heard of. We even talk about specific lenses for specific uses in photography. For example, if you're a landscape photographer, what are the best lenses to use? If you are an architectural photographer, what are the lenses that I want to make sure that I'm looking at? Those are the things that we're going to talk about in this class. I also have a handful of quick tips that might help you take care of your gear and make your gear function better as we go along. So I encourage you to join me at KelbyOne.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
All right. Well, we're getting deep.
Linnea asks, is that a blockbuster?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a perfectly timed.
Yeah, it's
shirt
a,
to
it's
wear
a
today.
throwback shirt for
Yeah.
sure. It's when I used to work at Block. No, I didn't.
You remember working at Blockbuster?
No, but I remember going to my wife and I, we talked about this the other day, maybe another day.
There was a joy in it.
I was worrying about it. There was a joy. There was something, it was kind of romantic on a Friday night. You go there and you're walking the aisles and you're trying to see what you're going to get. And then I would buy the Blockbuster popcorn.
Yep.
And they had, movie candy at the thing when you checked out. And, you were always excited, like, I wonder if there'll be an extra copy. And you know what the greatest thing was? I don't know if you remember this. Was when you go to the shelf and you want to watch this movie tonight, oh, they don't have it.
But then you have to go up and see if anybody returned it.
Yeah, you go up to the desk and you would ask, hey, did anybody, return this
Or
movie,
you
and they'd
watch
be like,
what returns they'd come in the
they'd really
the
go
box.
into the box. They had a box where you just dropped them in because you had a certain time by, you have to
you
have
had
this
to
back in 2
back-
days by 12 noon or whatever. And they would look in the box and they go, I found one. And we'd be like, oh. It was a
the
voyage.
best.
It was a
It was
voyage
the
of
best.
discovery. But it was a fun night. You'd spend half hour, 45 minutes in Blockbuster just wandering around, and you'd wind up with some movies you never thought you would watch. And, you come home with popcorn, and I don't know. It was for my wife and I. It was a romantic thing. It was just like it was date night.
Yeah. Oh,
date
totally.
night at home.
It was fun.
Awesome. I loved it.
I loved it too. Yeah, but like unpacking this a little bit more, because I think that's where I've seen again this rise in this imperfection stuff.
Yep.
That like people want to go back to the film and the grain, or they're using camera movements, or just stuff's a little blurry and they're okay with it. And that kind of leads us to this AI, because I think what AI has shown us is we were just talking on the break. Burt Monroy, he could take a picture back in the day, and he'd make it look better than reality, right? In
He
Photoshop.
would draw it from scratch.
Like
He
a
would
blank
start with a
canvas.
blank canvas and
Like in
paint it,
Photoshop.
with
And
a
he would
Wacom
do
tablet.
every pixels, he's making every pixel.
And you would look at it and you'd swear it was a photograph.
Yeah.
Right? So his gift was the ability to do, what do you call it? It's not photographic. It is
Photorealistic. It's-
photorealistic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Photorealistic to where you would not know. You'd look at that and you'd
You go, that's a photo.
That's a photo, and you get up close and you're like, oh my gosh. But you'd have to look hard.
But it's like it's a perfect photo.
His level of detail was crazy. What he was willing to do, was.
I was just saying, we got a print of his over there. It's like 12 foot. It's like
we have a 12-foot
huge
print that
of his.
is in our second
Yeah.
control room.
It's like a subway station or an L station
It
in
is
Chicago.
A platform, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a station in Chicago, a
Yeah.
very famous
Yeah.
station.
And it's beautiful.
All right.
But that's when you look at that, and you look at that picture, right? That's what I think AI has shown us is perfection is not the goal anymore, because we can get to perfection pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
So then I think what AI is doing for us, and like what we're talking about, it's making us rethink what is photography, right? And that's kind of where you started in the beginning of this, is you're going, well, to me, photography isn't going to a box and typing in a prompt, right? Photography is, I woke up early in the morning. I got in the car. I went out there with friends.
Yeah, it's that whole thing.
So it's making us kind of reconsider this whole what is photography, and then it's leading us to, I think, when my work over the last year, because of AI, a lot of my work I've leaned more into feeling like I'm more drawn to authenticity, right? And what I mean by that is I'm doing stuff more as I created everything in the image, trying to do it in one exposure. And I'm definitely a fan of Photoshop. I'm definitely a fan of Lightroom.
yeah.
Definitely a fan of compositing, all that good stuff. But it's making us kind of re-examine this whole thing of what is photography to you, right? And that's, to me, it's starting to push into, I'm not really the one that's going to run out and shoot film, even though I could, but I'm kind of drawn to that whole, I want it to be real. I want it to be authentic. And it's an interesting byproduct, because for years I wanted to make it perfect. And now I'm wanting to make it more authentic. It's just weird.
I get it.
Right?
We're starting to get some comments and questions. We have some shout outs too. So let's say hi to some folks who are watching from all over.
Yeah, so Janet's saying hi from northern Minnesota. Hey, Janet. And then Tina's saying hi from Oregon. Teresa's saying hi from Summerfield, Florida. Jenny saying hi from Scotland. John saying hi from balmy 34 degrees in Wisconsin. We're back to summer here in Florida. Well, you can see we don't have any jackets on. So Richard is saying hi from London.
Hey, Richard's coming with me to Switzerland, and
Oh, nice.
And he will bring no rain with him. It will be gorgeous every day.
Mike saying hi from a slightly warmer Albany. Robert saying hi from Salt Lake City. Graham saying hi from Malta. Dave saying hi from Lincoln, Nebraska. Linda saying hi from Whitefish. David saying hi from snowy and cold Sweden. Peter saying hi from Antwerp, Belgium. Michael saying hi from Rwanda.
All right,
All
international
over the place
crew today.
Yeah.
All right, we have a question from Chromatic Nomad. I like that name.
Yeah, that's a good name. What are they asking?
So does that essentially mean they won't need us to edit at all if they can tell which ones are in focus or good? Yeah, I would say.
That's not going to be a barrier, right? That's not going to be like.
Right, but I can tell you right now, they can already edit your photos.
Yeah.
If you were to upload a photo, now you have to realize there have been services that have been doing this for a while that you can not only can it edit your photos. Who's the wedding one? Imogen? I think it's Imogen. Where not only will it edit your photos, but you can choose the style of a particular professional photographer that you like. I want these edited in the style of blank blank, whoever. Just you could pick a famous photographer who is, bought into this program, and they share their editing look and their, color stuff. Or you can have it also learn how you edit and then edit it for you. So you can have a top pro edit your photo. You can have it learn how you edit your photos. So you just upload them to the cloud. It does all the editing, and then it comes back down. See where it says need a little inspiration? Choose one of our existing photo editing profiles, and they're called Talent AI profiles. You can have John Branch IV do it, or Susan Stripling, or you can have all these things, like Cinematic Luxury by Charmi Patel Pena. So you can have these, the styles that you see already. But let's just go back a little further. What are presets?
Yeah.
Presets is somebody did a look in Lightroom, they moved all the sliders for you, and you clicked one button. So what Imogen's doing is that next level beyond that, using AI to let you get somebody else's style or have it learn your style. So this is not new. What you're saying is, does that mean they won't need us to edit it all? No, you can pay and have it, edited automatically for you, or it can edit your images in your style for you. So that already is here now. You're just not using it, but it doesn't mean it's not here. But you could upload an image to Google Gemini and say, I need you to edit this in the style of,
it'll do it,
whoever you want, and
Ansel Adams, and it'll make an Ansel Adams.
They don't take a raw photo, do they? It's just JPEG. I think at this
not
point,
yet.
I think at this point, you put an unedited JPEG and say, do it in the style of Peter Hurley, or do it in the style of whatever.
Probably gonna do it
It'll be
soon.
touched. Have you seen the restoration stuff that Gemini does?
It's incredible.
And you can do it inside of Photoshop, right inside of Photoshop. Now, if you watch the grid, you've seen us do this, where you take an old photo and it not only repairs it unbelievably, but colorizes it
in fact,
very realistically.
When Google was on the podcast here, they
Oh,
did,
yeah.
and you can go back to that one. I mean, it was incredible what the restoration.
It's just insane.
Now, for that,
But wait, you can do it in Photoshop.
Yeah.
You can access Google from inside of Photoshop and have it do the restoration for you in Photoshop today, and it'll do the whole thing. Now, if you talk and give me a second, I'm just going to go find one photo.
Teresa's asking an interesting question here. She's saying, if you allow AI to edit all of your pictures like that, how are you going to learn?
Teresa, the same way everybody that presses a preset does. You don't learn anything when you click a preset. It just moves the sliders for you.
Well, and you've got to decide. This is getting
It's getting deep and weird, but it is what it is.
You're going to decide in the future, do I need to learn that? That's going to be a weird one.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things like right now, for example, there's a need to learn certain skills. Like, for example, one that, if you read that article that they're going to call out at first is coding, right? Is there a need to learn traditional coding, right? Because coding is becoming more of a collaborative, just talk to the computer, talk to the AI, tell it what I want to do, and it knows, it's learned everything about coding. It knows way more than we know because it's a conglomerate. It's pulled in every different type of coder, every different type of code. It knows every in and out. And do I even need to learn it? Like, that's going to be the struggle, is like, do I even need to learn that? But that kind of leads back to like when I'm talking about it, like we've definitely got to a point with photography where we've kind of fallen into a trap, right? Where we were seeking perfection. And that's what I'm saying is I think anymore, I with that, the reason why I would do it and why I'd want to learn is I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it to better my life. I'm doing it to, because I enjoy it, like Scott was talking about. And that's why I think you'll do it. Not to seek perfection, but to seek that authenticity, like I was talking about. You want something real.
Yeah. So figure it this way. They have robots that build everything. They have robots that build other robots. The robot revolution is here as well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How long will it be, Erik, before a robot can beat a human playing golf? It's maybe a year or so, maybe 2 years. It's not more than 5 years until does that mean we never play golf again?
No, because it's just an enjoyment reality thing.
Like photography is an enjoyment. We do photography. Now, if your living is in photography, you may be in trouble.
I'd be scared.
I would be scared if you make your living from photography, because they already have computers that do incredible headshots, that do all this stuff, that edit this stuff. And Teresa's asking, if you allowed AI to edit all of your pictures.
That's what I talked about while you're looking up the stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the one. I meant it was the next one down.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people, I think Dobson's telling us, a lot of people are asking how they're going to learn relying on AI. Like
you're not going to. It doesn't. Here's the thing. You're going to learn exactly from AI is what you learn from clicking a preset. You've been clicking presets for years, and it just, that looks good. Nope, this one looks good. You had no idea how to come up with that. You just knew to click a button.
Can you expand on that? Like, are you summarizing? Yes. Right. So can you expand on that when you say, like, relying on AI? Are they talking about, like, actually using AI to edit?
No, I think they're talking, this is having it edit for you. You're not going to learn. But let me ask you the question. This is weird, right? Ready for this question? Mm-hmm. If you're relying on AI, why would you need to learn? And as a guy in education, it's not the thing I really want to say out loud, but if you're already, because there are people, and people get angry about this, there's people that their entire workflow is open the photo and hit a preset, right? That's their look. It's one preset that they bought. Right? They spent $6.95. They bought a pack of 25 and they click on it, right? Or they spent $30 and they got more.
Right.
And that's their workflow. And every once in a while, if they look at it and go, it needs to be a little brighter, they do it. But that's it. Are they learning Lightroom by clicking a preset?
No.
No. Are they unhappy? Are they miserable? No. They're like, that's all I want to do.
I don't know.
Not everybody wants to get in. Like Erik and I, we enjoy that.
Like I really do.
I really get it.
I get jazzed.
I love it. I have fun.
I like the looks I create. I like the styles I create.
To me, it's at least as fun as shooting. And depending on the shoot, it's sometimes more. It's sometimes less. It just depends on what I'm shooting. Mm-hmm. But it's very enjoyable for me. I really, really enjoy the editing part. But there are people that don't feel they're any good at it, and they will love the idea of clicking a preset, and they will love the idea of having AI edit it for them. And by the way, there are programs out there like Topaz, the Topaz Suite. Now it analyzes your photo and edits it for you. When you click the auto button in Lightroom, that is AI analyzing your photo and editing it. Now, you could say that's just a starting place. It is for me. It is for Erik.
Yeah, it's me.
But
it's
for a lot of people, they hit auto and go, well,
done.
It's done. So you're already using AI. You're already using presets. You're already clicking the auto button. You're already doing it. Sending it to the cloud and letting them edit it in particular ways, just the next natural progression in it.
And
it's not a whole lot different.
You got to decide as a photographer, like, what am I doing this for? Like, am I doing this? Like the reason why I think as a photographer you'd want to learn how to edit is so you can create. But if you don't want to create, then I don't think photography is for you.
Like, look at Linda's comment.
Right. Linda's saying it ceased to be your photo, right?
Why would it cease to be your photo if somebody else edits it?
Yeah.
I mean, that shouldn't determine anything.
That probably is I think to Linda, like, if you feel like it ceases to be your photo because you didn't edit it, that's your line.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like that, I think we all need to establish our lines. You know, that's maybe one of the things that we have a problem with is we don't establish what our lines are.
Yeah. But everyone's line is different.
Everybody's line's different.
Like
yeah.
some people will say, I don't use presets. Some people will say, I don't use AI. Some people say, I never click the auto button. Some people say, I click the auto button and hit a preset every time and I'm done. This is all of your own style. But I want to make it clear, we've been using AI for a long time. Every time you touch the healing brush, you're using AI. Every time you click AI, I mean, I could bring up a list. But anyway, I did find the an image to restore.
Yeah, okay.
Let's take a short break. When we come back, I'll show you how to do it in Photoshop, and we'll see how it does. This photo's a mess, so we'll see how it goes.
Hey, my friends, Rick Salmon here. You know, a lot of photographers take a lot of pictures, however, they don't really practice. So in my latest KelbyOne class, info pack and fun filled, by the way, I show you how to practice the right way. Not by photographing more, but by practicing with purpose. This is the key. You'll learn in this class how to avoid common mistakes, set simple goals, and this is important, turn everyday photo sessions into rewarding experiences. Whether you're photographing wildlife, people, or landscapes, or if you're doing street photography, studio photography, or close-up photography. These ideas apply whether you're using a big camera, like I use for my wildlife photography, or a smartphone, which I use for just about everything else. If you want to get better faster, if you want to create images with impact, this class is for you. So my friends, let's stop guessing. Let's start growing and let your creative vision take flight. Please join me for my latest class only on KelbyOne.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
All right. So Stu we were talking with Stu here on the break, and he brought up something that I don't know if you know this, because it kind of blew my mind.
Yeah.
So let's say that you went to Gemini, Google's Gemini, and you said, here, take this photo and edit it. All right, it would edit it, and it would edit it nicely. You'd be surprised what a good job it does.
And then the question was, like, how do I know what it did?
No, wait. Then you can ask it, which is what Stu was talking about, what did you do to it? What are the Lightroom settings? Because you could say, apply this in Lightroom, and it would show you the exact settings it did in Lightroom. But that's not it.
Crazy.
When it shows you what the settings in Lightroom that it did, because you can say use Lightroom, because Lightroom has a web component. It's called Lightroom Web. It's lightroom.adobe.com. You log in with your stuff, and there's all your stuff that you sync to the cloud. All right. When it's done and it shows you everything it did in Lightroom, are you ready? You can say to it, make me a downloadable preset.
And it will do it.
You keep stealing
It
my
will
like
do it.
punchlines. Why don't I'm glad
It
I'm
will do
not.
it.
You know, Stu does stand-up comedy. Stu, what would you do to somebody when you're about to give the punchline, they yell it out from the audience?
It's crazy.
That's right. He'd slap the hell out of him. Stu's
gotta
going like
slap me.
this. All right. So anyway, it will allow you to make, as Erik said,
It will do it.
it will allow you to download a preset, put it into Lightroom, and now that preset's there. But guys, in the chat, everybody that's chatting, I know that you guys are really chatting it up today.
Especially on the editing part of it.
On the editing part, right? Listen, I just want us to all agree that when you buy a preset or you use one of Adobe's presets, somebody else is editing your photo.
Yeah,
Can
that's
we
like
agree on
using
that?
AI.
Can we just start right
Yeah.
there? This is not even AI. Because when you hit a preset, somebody else moved sliders and put them in different
Yes.
places and put in curves and color grading and whatever and sharpening and dehaze and whatever. And they saved their settings. They saved their editing as a preset. So can we just agree that if you click a preset, somebody else just edited your photo? Can we at
I
least
can
agree on that?
agree with you on that.
You agree with that?
I'll agree with it. How about Stu? What do you think? Stu agrees.
Stu agrees.
Yeah.
All right. So
Hey, Juan, what do you think? Yeah. What's that?
Juan was playing on his phone.
Oh, he's messing around. You're not even paying attention.
Juan's like,
Dobson,
I
what do you
wasn't even
think?
here. Dobson.
Are you in agreement? Yeah, he's in agreement. All right, so we all know now that presets are the equivalent of somebody else editing your photo.
And Sharon says, you know, presets get you to a certain point, and you can still make edits from there, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Same thing with AI. If AI does and edits your image and you download it back and open it in Photoshop, you can continue the editing right where you were. So absolutely.
Trezor Mays is saying everybody is a photographer now with smartphones. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Absolutely.
like-
They all have a mirrorless camera in their pocket.
I read yesterday that that for the first time, 25% of all phones in the world are now an iPhone.
Yeah. And they're
They have sold billions.
great
of
mirrorless
iPhones.
cameras in their
They're
pocket.
wonderful mirrorless cameras. Mine's what? 48 megapixels, shoots in
Yeah,
RAW.
shoots in RAW.
And has a lens that goes from 18 to 200.
13
I'm sorry,
millimeters.
13. I said 14, didn't I?
He
It's
said 18, but
18. It's not
it's
18.
fine.
It's 13. He's correct. 13 to 200. All right. John says, are they copyright issues? Are there copyright issues with someone else editing your photo? What would the copyright issue be?
Oh.
No, I don't think. I'm not an attorney, but it's your
I mean,
photo.
I guess if you were like copyright, I don't know. We've never established copyright on editing.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
there's any copyright on editing that exists because editing is you know, it's not a.
And again, did we get into photography for copyright?
All right, let me show you. Let's take a look on screen here. And so this is a messed up photo, right? Parts of the chair are missing.
Yep.
There's rips. There's all kinds of stuff. So all you're going to do is this. Down. Where's my floating? Where's my floating thing? Oh, here it is. Down here, right at the bottom. This little thing right here. So what you would do is you select all, select the whole photo to let it know this is what we're working on. You're going to go to generative fill, but over here where it says FI, that's Firefly, that's Adobe's own stuff. You're going to switch it to Gemini 3 with Nano Banana Pro, right? Now, I've used 2.5 mostly, but 3 is the newer version, and we're going to click on that, and then we're going to write restore and colorize, and then hit generate, and we'll see how it does. Now, we don't know how it's going to do because it's not consistent. Every one is done from scratch. So if you do 3 in a row, it's going to look 3 different ways. It's not going to look exactly the same. So hang on, wait for it, keep waiting, keep on waiting.
AI is taking a lot of power.
Yeah, this is, there we go.
Oh boy.
Now,
Did it even get like go to the before?
the before is here.
It fixed even like the lettering down there to make it like match. Wow.
Yeah, that's
It's
pretty flippin' amazing.
Incredible.
And it colorizes it, and it brings the whole image back. Now, I want to tell you this. If you use that, number one, it is not in every version of Photoshop. You have to have there's a plan. Like you have to have there's a plan.
Yeah,
So
you
if you
can't just
go
have
there
the
and you can't find
yeah.
Google, it's because you're not on the plan that includes using Google. So
Can't you go to? You can go
you
to.
could just go directly to Gemini.google.com, upload the photo there, and it would do it there,
Yeah.
and it does it for free. Adobe actually gives you a certain amount of credits that you can use each month. When you use Adobe's own Firefly, which I use Firefly 90%, 95% of the time to remove stuff. It's very good at removing stuff. Like if you got a power line, you want a power line removed or some distraction from a photo. Whew, it's fantastic at that. And so I just leave it on Firefly. But if I have to do something major or Firefly can't get the job done, right? So every time I use Firefly, it removes 1 credit from my account. So I think I have a plan with, 4,000 credits a month. I'd never come near using it, but it's 1 credit. If I switch to Google, I think it goes up to, is it 10 credits?
I think it's substantially more.
Right, but how much that equates to, because you can buy 1,000 credits for $10.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like
So it's
not
like 5 cents. I think it's,
ridiculous.
what do we figured out, was 5 cents an image or something if you did it. So that restoration, it would take me many hours, many hours, or 5
5
cents.
cents.
I'm down for the 5 cents.
And that's
But
where you guys got to decide. Like, if you're doing that, for example, if you're doing restoration for a job, why wouldn't you pay 5 cents to do that?
Right.
If you're doing it for like the enjoyment of restoration, well, you might want to just do it yourself.
Yeah. Hey, Sam's got an interesting question here.
Yeah. Sam's saying a preset is like adding sauce to your recipe. If I use Tabasco, it brings a certain flavor, but I'm probably not just adding that. A preset, something else, someone else created, or mine I created, is the same to me.
Right. And he makes a very good point. But the thing is that there's a lot of people that's the end of their journey. They click on the preset and it's done.
Yeah, unfortunately,
and
that is the end.
and that's fine. If you like the way it
Yeah.
looks and you can just click one preset, good. That's great.
Well, I think one other thing that I wanted to talk about here, because we were talking about authenticity in our
Yeah, I'm
photos,
sorry.
right?
We got
were
a little
talking
off track
about
on that.
I think where I'm struggling with when I see people doing these intentional imperfection things is I don't think we should be intentionally anti-quality, right? And that's where I don't understand the film thing. Because people will say, they'll say that this image is so great because it was shot on film, but I'm looking at it going, well, the quality if you shot it with digital would have been better, like compared to what you did.
Right.
But that's where, I don't think you could just shoot sloppy on purpose and call it, I'm just being more authentic, But I think that's where you really get down to it. It's like, what can we do to make our photos real, but still clean? Right?
Yeah.
It's still good, right? And that's where we all have the line. Like, we all have a different line here. And then that's where I think really what AI is going to do for us is it's going to make us examine why we're doing it, right? So, for example, with photography, AI is making us examine, why do we do photography?
Yeah.
And you started that out with the show, in the beginning of the show. And we're both the same. Like, while I might go out on a job and get hired to do something, I'm still doing it for the enjoyment of, I love to tell, like, for example, space. I love to tell the story of space flight, right? I'm not doing it. I'm doing it for that enjoyment. I'm not doing it to just make an image, throw it in AI, and have it edit it.
Because at the end of the day, if Erik likes pictures of rockets, he can just go download them from
Yeah, I can just
Instagram
go
all day
download
long,
them and
right?
just go edit
to the
them
web,
and
there's he can edit them.
blank
He can do that
canvas
stuff.
and just-
you can go and get images from NASA.
All day long.
all day.
They're all
So-
public domain.
Right, but that's not photography to Erik. That's image collecting.
Yeah, I'm not a
Photography
trophy
is the
collector.
experience of going over to the Cape and seeing guys he knows
Yeah,
and
it's
hanging out
fun.
and having lunch and all that. The whole thing that surrounds the social. There's a very big social aspect around photography. For example, Erik and I, in just a couple of weeks, are leaving for Vietnam. So
yeah.
we're taking a 14 photographers from mostly the United States. Are
all
heading
over the
over to
place.
Vietnam. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be shooting. We're going to be sharing meals. We're going to be getting up very, very early. We're going to be staying up very, very late. We're going to be in the classroom together. And I love every minute of it.
And we're
It is
hunting that real authentic
Yeah.
photos. Like, that's what we want. We want the real. We don't want the prompt.
Yeah, but we're enjoying the experience of photography. And honestly, for me, I think the social aspect of photography is super important. Now, we'll be working hard. We'll be sleeping very little. You know, we'll be doing a lot of traveling. We're going on a cruise from Hanoi to Halong Bay and spending overnight on a ship and all this stuff. It's a lot of work coordinating all this. We have people on the ground there that are working with us and all. Planning, months and months of planning go into it. But man, when we're there and it's a gorgeous morning and you got your camera and your tripod and you're waiting for the sun to come up, you know, you haven't even taken the picture and you're having the best time of your life. Like, you haven't even touched the shutter button and you're like, this is just awesome. Like, you're standing in front of something amazing in an amazing place, and you're learning about the people and the culture and all these other things that surround what makes, like, for instance, travel so great, or what makes landscape photography so great. Like, when I think of like,
what I love.
if you
I
said,
love being
like,
out there.
you know, pick wonderful mornings, you know, and I can pick mornings where, you know, I was out shooting a landscape, because I went through a landscape phase where that's what I really wanted to do, and just gorgeous mornings and wonderful sunrises. And then you also have the disappointing sunrises where not a cloud is in the sky, but that's all part of it.
But you need those experiences. Like, that's the whole thing. You need those experiences, but you don't have to. Like, that, I think that's where we're summing it up of, with photography, and when we're talking about this, I think we have to examine and say, well, why are we doing this? Right?
Yeah.
And that's where you and me share that of, like, I feel the same way as Scott. Like, I love that way more than putting it in and denoising my image with AI and all this stuff. Like, that's just those are production tasks. Production. In fact, I wish I could just hit a button and that stuff would just work.
Hey, there's a nice comment from Kevin. Kevin Duffy's got a good comment. It says, there are famous film photographers who didn't do their own darkroom work, and somebody else did them for them. So
is it not their photo? They didn't do the editing?
Did they lose the copyright because the lab did it? And this is throughout history. Back in the darkroom days, many people couldn't afford a darkroom. When I was a young photographer shooting film, you know, and so this is, you know, 22 years ago. Stop it.
We were there together.
I would take mine to a lab, right? And I would try to give the guys instructions. Now, I started by going to a lab called Eckerd's. So Eckerd's was bought out by CBS.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was in Florida.
I loved Eckerd's.
I loved Eckerd. It was a hugely popular pharmacy, and they had a great photo lab.
Yeah,
well, I outgrew that photo lab, and I found a real photo lab where I could actually go. Like, I had one guy at Eckerd's that was pretty good. Like, he kind of knew. Like, he would say, hey, I fixed this, I did that. I know you like this, is a little brighter, and all. I'm like, man, you're the man. But when I went to the lab, I could be very specific. Frame number 24, here's how I need it cropped, and I could tell the guy, you know, and they would do it, and they were great. And the results from a real photo lab versus going to Eckerd's at the time, where it was night and day. Once you do it, you can never go back to Eckerd's. But it was still somebody else making the decisions to edits. And a lot of times I agreed with what they did. Sometimes I didn't. But let me tell you, you could go back to the lab and say, hey, I really wanted this brighter, and they would just do it. Right? They were great about customer service. They really wanted you to get the images the way you wanted to. You were paying a premium over what Eckerd's was. But again, it was somebody else editing your photo. So the one thing, here's a couple things I'd like you to take from, because we're out of time, but there's a couple things I would like you to take from today's show. Number one, I would love for you to go and read that article so you are prepared and aware of where we are today. It is a very frank article, and it will help you to realize that a lot of us are being gaslighted.
Can you bring that up again?
Yeah, let me bring it. Give me one more second. I'll bring it up here.
Because it's very good. It takes a while to digest.
Yeah.
So you got to give yourself.
All right.
some
So
time.
this is the guy Matt Shumer, and he's at Matt Shumer _ That's his Twitter thing. You can read it right on Twitter, but I know not everybody has Twitter or X.
If you just search that.
But if you search for article from Matt Shumer called "Something Big Is Happening," go to Google or wherever you go.
Or you can probably ask AI and it'll probably find it for you.
And AI will find it for you. You can also ask AI to summarize it for you, but don't. This is a great read. This may be the most important thing that you read, not as a photographer, but as a human living on
being.
Earth. This might be
At
one of
this
the
point.
I would say it's the most important thing I've read this year for sure. So go ahead
Very
and read
good.
this and digest it. It's going to be very frank, and you're going to be very surprised by what you're going to read. But he backs everything up with stats and stuff. It's very, very, very well written. He should get a Pulitzer Prize for writing this just because somebody finally told us the truth. So go read that. And it's not robots and military and all that. It's not that kind of article. It's not that at all. It's really about our jobs, our families, our futures, and what our life is like. Or how our life is about to change, and not in 6 months. So go read that. That's number one. Number two is, I would love for us all to leave today with the realization that when you click a preset, somebody else is editing your photo. Number three is Erik's point, which I think is really good, the rise of intentional imperfection in photography. This is the thing. Just like the rise of albums, going back to original albums. If you're nostalgic for that, this is your chance to step away from AI. You don't have to use AI tools. You can go and have that, you know what, if it's not perfect, I'm okay with that. In fact, I'm drawn to the fact that it's not perfect. If that sounds like you, then go for it. Right?
Yeah, and that's really the message I'd like to, because I'm riding that line right now, where it's not the line of perfection or imperfection. It's the line of reality, that I really love riding that line of reality and not pushing it into where it's just fake.
All right,
I don't like that.
I want to read Rami's to end here. So Rami says, so Rami, if you don't know, if you're not familiar with Ramtin Kazami, he is a KelbyOne instructor, one of our favorite instructors. He is a post-processing genius, but he's a phenomenal photographer on top of that. He leads workshops. He lives up in Canada.
He's also a guy that me and him, but we've been big on AI, and he's done a lot of AI photography, or just experimenting with it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, he's a terrific person. We really have a lot of respect for him as just a human being. So Rami says, for me, I've learned every photograph is personal, and technically different as well. I will never have an image edited completely by AI. I am all for using AI to make my workflow faster. Amen.
Amen.
But when it comes to creating the photo, most of the job happens in the field, so don't forget that. I embrace AI because it makes my job easier, but as a landscape photographer whose lighting and creation relies upon Mother Nature, AI will never be able to completely take over. So very well
agree.
said, and I think that's a great one for us to end.
Yeah.
It says break, but do we need to do a break, or it's time to end?
We're good.
Do we have to do wrap?
We'll
That's
wrap.
better. He changed
But you know,
break
the
to
problem
wrap.
is we're going to have to wrap with some prizes, though.
We gotta have prizes.
Yeah.
Prizes
So,
are good. I like prizes.
Platypod handle is going to Jay Dahl. How to do that in Lightroom is going to Brenda Weaver 4212. How to do that in Photoshop is going to Mary Moores 8718. And then Adobe Photoshop Lightroom Classic Book is going to John Kiernan. And then On One, the new noise plugin, is going to Gibson Glen Cove NY. There you go. So just email us over at gridprize@kelbyone.com. We'll verify information and then send you out your prize.
All right, now I want to give you a heads up. Next Thursday, I'm going to be sharing something huge on here. And you're going to love it. This is going to be something that you're going to absolutely love.
The Scott Kelby AI editor.
It is not. I can't tell you what it is. It's not from me, but I'm able to show it to you next Thursday.
There we go.
And I'm going to be the only one showing this to you. But if you set your calendar now to be here for the grid, I promise you,
can't wait.
you are going to be. Oh, Kirk Nelson is on here
Too.
Ooh, Kirk Nelson's going to be on the grid next. It's a good one to have Kirk on. So anyway, I'm going to be able to show you something next week that you are
Nice.
going to be like, what? And I'm like, what? And it's going to make some people's lives very, very, very good. Next Thursday, I'll be releasing a video in the morning, and then I'll be showing you guys live next Thursday. So very excited about it, and we will talk about it then. But thanks to everybody for hanging in here. This was a a big topic today. This is more serious than we usually get
This
on
is
the
more.
grid. But we're at that point where we got to talk about this stuff, and
We gotta.
we want to be honest with you, like that guy was honest, like what was his name, Matt, like Matt Shumer was honest. So
And that's what I think you got to do. Just reflect on that and read that and
Right.
decide
Hey,
where you stand.
we can't
Just
come up with a
decide where you
plan if we
stand.
stick our head in the sand.
Yeah.
You can't go in the park because it's too dang dark.
I'll go in the park because it's too dang dark.
Honest, you didn't see that episode. Anyway, it's from the neighborhood. All righty. Thanks, everybody. Thanks to our crew here and all our sponsors, and we'll see you next Thursday for some big, exciting stuff. What?
Hello, this is Nikon Ambassador Hilmar Smith, and I'm at the KelbyOne Studios filming my new class. This is going to be a continuation of the why seamless many ways to use it. So today we're going to be using paint, little bows to decorate your why seamless. We're going to be playing and creating like origami and paper boats, paper airplanes. We are creating like a little notebook page. We are wrinkling. We're using so many fun things to level up and use your why seamless in a more creative way. So if you want to level up your creativity, come and join me at KelbyOne.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.